Good morning to all my patients. I'm doing another Facebook Live. It's been a week since I did this last, and last week I gave you kind of my take on the COVID-19 pandemic, some background on it, what to do, what not to do, and today I just wanted to kind of give you an update of where we were with this. As of today, or at least last night, the total cases in the United States was 140,000. That's up from about a week ago of about 80,000 cases. So you can see this is dramatically increasing. The number of deaths in this country from COVID-19 documented have gone up from 2,400 yesterday to 3,000 today. Now more locally in the state of Ohio, number of cases are 1,900 and number of deaths 39 deaths in the state of Ohio. Age range is from 1 to 98. Median age is 53, and there's an equal distribution between men and women as far as who gets it. It's still a disease primarily of older adults, though younger people are getting it and have gotten it very severely. I have about 5 presumptive cases in my practice. Nobody's been tested. They just had the right exposure and the right symptoms. Akron City Hospital has about 9 cases, and general and the other hospitals have probably a proportionally number of cases depending upon their size. We are looking at a peak to occur in the next 2 weeks, about mid-April. Tax day seems like an appropriate time. There may be some facts now showing that the social distancing is helping. I just heard a report yesterday from New York that the number of new cases, though it's still increasing, is increasing at a slower rate. There's no new treatment. The best bet right now is the hydroxychloroquine azithromycin that I talked about last week. The good news is they are allowing doctors to use it even though it's not been proven clinically. What I mean by that is typically when we use a new treatment, it's gone through trials, double-blind controlled trials that include thousands of people and such. We have been allowed to start using this in cases of documented COVID-19 of ill people. We're not using it to prevent the disease. We're not using it for just mild symptoms, but it is a treatment option at this time. Still working on getting the outpatient testings. We're not doing that as of yet. And we're still working on getting the personal protective devices. The state and federal administrations have made some strides to get more ventilators, more masks. There's a system now we can sterilize the N95 mask, and the FDA had limited that. That has been released to how many ever they can do. So that's a good thing. And I know the local hospitals are doing things to increase the number of hospital beds as the disease progresses. Again, symptoms are the same as last week. Temperature above 100.4. Persistent cough, some difficulty breathing. Now we're saying that possibly a sense of smell. I have one patient who actually had that symptom. It should return. And some GI symptoms such as nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. I'd like to focus in a minute for the mental health issues. This is it's a mind game to some extent. There's a very big sense of uneasiness, unsettled, uncertainty, and even with the isolation. And people who have underlying mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, and such, this can compound that even more. So to those people, I would say, make sure you take your medications routinely. Don't skip those. Stay in a routine of some sort. Get up, get dressed every day. Develop some kind of a routine. And like everyone else, nutrition, hydration, physical activity. When the weather's nice, get outside and take a walk. Social distancing, of course. If you're walking down your street and see somebody coming, go to the other side of the street. Keep the distance. There's some other things you can do, particularly people my age and older. I'm 60. I'm not very savvy when it comes to all this tech stuff. I'm learning, though, and this is a great time for us to do this. So step out of your comfort zone. Learn how to use social media like Facebook or do things online and like that. I have a granddaughter who's 2.5 years old and a new grandson who's 3 weeks old, and I haven't seen either one of them in 2 weeks. We've done a little social media type stuff on Snapchat, and I've actually gone to their house, stayed out on their porch. They lifted the window, and I had a little talk with my granddaughter the other day. There's some options you can do. I know church services are having a big online presence, and they're being very creative in the things that they can do. And I think it's good for our mental health to interact with people, hear some encouraging words and such. Sunday night, my son, who's a minister, he did an online singspiration type thing where he played the piano and people could log in on Facebook and request hymns, and he would play them for them. It was very fun. I'm planning on doing some projects around my house. Time to clean out the garage, mow the lawn, things like that. So find ways to keep busy, to keep your mind clear, and so you're not focusing so much on all this. What are we doing in the office? Same thing as we were doing last week. Office hours are from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., with lunch from 12 to 1. Again, I've gotten a little more savvy with technology. If you are sick, or even really for a wellness visit, I can do a video face-to-face with you, and that's allowed by the insurances now, called doxy.me. I'll send you a link through email or through texting. As long as you have a device that has a camera on it, you just follow the steps. Put your name in, click. Allow the video, click. Allow the audio, click. And you'll be in my virtual waiting room. I'll sign on and we can have a little face-to-face and take care of your health issues. When the restrictions lift, we'll be back as business as usual, hopefully in May. And I promise you, before we open up, I will thoroughly clean my office, clean the carpets, wash down the walls, we'll sanitize everything, so it is a safe environment for you. As I tie this up, I do want to give you a word of encouragement. Most of the disease is still mild to moderate, flu-like symptoms that you can ride out at home. But the very sick are very sick, and we need to keep that in mind. My life verse is Philippians 4, 6, and 7. Do not be anxious about anything, but by prayer and petition, bring your requests to God, and the peace which transcends all understanding will guard your hearts and mind in Christ Jesus. I've lived this verse many times in my life, and it's proven to be true. So, wash your hands. Soapy warm water for 20 seconds. Cover your mouth when you cough with a Kleenex. Throw the Kleenex away. Wash your hands again. Social distancing. 6 feet apart. Clean, high-touch surfaces. Countertops, doorknobs, toilet handles. Be creative. Think of what things your hands touch. Exercise, hydrate, and nutrition. We're all in this together. We're going to get through this. Call my office if you have any problems. God bless you, and stay healthy.